Coming back at you once again from the must-see movies, music videos, and sports with polls and trivia of all time. All right, that's our private Facebook group. You can check us out anytime you like. You can check us out on YouTube at Joseph Rocco 5684. All right, I want to say February 3rd, 1959 was the day the music died. Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens were in a plane crash. And this song by Don McLean was written, I think, in 1971. And this was one of the longest songs to be on number one, the longest in length. It's like almost 9 minutes long. It tells a great story about the rock and roll, how the music died, and it also talks about the history of life, politics from that time all the way up to like almost recent time. Really good song. It's a long song, so we're not gonna say any more. We're gonna dive right in. Don McLean, American Pie.
Time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep.
What he's saying there, he actually delivered newspapers as a little kid, Don McLean, and he remembers delivering the bad news to people about the day the music died. That's what he's talking about right now. Let's dive back in.
Couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage bronc and buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck the day the music died.
Really like the lyrics. Like I said, the lyrics have so much meaning. Everything that he's talking about happened in our history, U.S. history, American history. He talks about, driving the Chevy to the levee till the levee was dry. I mean, just having a good old time, listening to music, looking over some mountains, drinking a little alcohol, a little beer, or whatever, having a good time, being out there in the sun. Let's dive back in, Stevie.
I started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned. No verdict was returned. And while Lenin read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark. this'll be the day that I die.
Also, I recognize something else. Buddy Holly, the song's about Buddy Holly, and Buddy Holly wrote a song, That'll Be the Day When I Die. And now he's saying something very similar to that. And they dedicated this song to Buddy Holly. So, I mean, it has a lot to do with the day music died. Buddy Holly in that plane crash. Love Buddy Holly, big icon. First artist to produce his own music, to just say it like it is, and went on stage and performed. First all-white artist, all-white band to perform at the Apollo was Buddy Holly. So that's saying a lot. Let's dive back in, Stevie.
Helter skelter in the summer swelter, the birds flew off with a fallout shelter, 8 miles high and falling fast. It landed foul on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now the halftime air was sweet perfume while the sergeants played a marching tune. We all got up to dance, oh, but we never got the chance, 'cause the players tried to take the field. The marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed the day the music died? We started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Oh, and there we were all in one place, a generation lost in space with no time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack Flash sat on a candlestick, 'cause fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan's spell. And as the flames climbed high into the night to light the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing with delight the day the music died.
And that's true. He's talking about, I saw the devil dancing with delight. If there's a God, there's got to be a devil. If there's good, there's got to be bad. This song goes over so much stuff. I think he even made a reference to the birds. He said something about 8 miles high. He's definitely talking about like the hippie generation, the 60s. He's talking about getting lost in space. I think he's talking about probably NASA and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, again, this is really interesting history he's talking about from the day the music died, February 3rd, 1959. He's basically just going back in time and recollecting history. I really love songs like this. Songs like this are really, everybody's always going to know this song. This song says so much. I heard the song's still making like $300,000 a year. I think the guy's dead that did the song. I think the record company owns the song. But just amazing how a song like this is still getting paid so much money. So many people like this kind of song. Let's dive back in, Stevie.
He was singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. I went down to the sacred store where I'd heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play.
So beautiful,
In
this
the
song.
streets the children screamed, the lovers cried and the poets dreamed, but not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken, and the 3 men I admire most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, They caught the last train for the coast the day the music died. And they were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. They were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die.
This will be the day that I die. And like I said, this feels like a spin-off to Buddy Holly's That'll Be the Day When I Die, because the song's about him, the music dying, the unfortunate plane crash, and just a great story. Like I said, just explains everything from that period through the 60s. He's talking about driving a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. I mean, just he's talking about Lenin, he's talking about Marx, he's talking about history, politics. Really good song. I love this song. I give this a 5 out of 5, no doubt. What do you think, Stevie?
I'm going to go with the 4 for me.
All right, Stevie says 4, I say 5. Why don't you guys let us know in the comments down below how you feel about this song. What does this song mean to you? What would you rate this song? And please keep on subscribing, checking us out on Facebook. That's Must See Movies, Music Videos, and Sports with polls and trivia of all time. Or check us out on the tube at Joseph Rocco 5684. Anything else, Stevie? Please tell your friends, your family, tell everybody about us. We are having a good time. We're getting all our requests caught up. And we want to say we're going to have a new year, 2025. We got a lot of good ideas. So please keep on getting your steps in, drinking your water, stay in shape. We got a lot of good things coming this year. I was signing it off. Good day. God bless. We love you guys.